Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, you're still stuck in the same place? You push yourself, you do everything right, but something inside, it doesn't move, it doesn't change. In today's video, I want to talk about a feeling that a lot of people do unlike to admit they have, the feeling of being stuck. Not in your career, not in your relationship, but somewhere deep inside of you, something just feels frozen. If you can relate to this feeling, if you can see what I'm trying to describe here, then stick around for this one because it might just be the video you need. And if you can't relate, if you don't feel that way, well, you're very lucky. But anyway, let's jump into it. I've been thinking a lot recently about all the things that hold us back from doing what we really want to do, from being who we really want to be. Because it's funny how in this age of self-improvement and endless potential, more than ever before, so many of us still feel stuck. We look around us and everyone seems to be getting somewhere, moving forward in some shape or form. But when we take a good hard look at ourselves, we realize we're not really going anywhere. We find ourselves at the end of the day replaying the same old thoughts in our head, engaging in the same patterns, falling back on the same excuses. And the worst part is, we don't even know why. Why are we like this? Why can't we change? Why can't we just be better? And trust me when I say I get it, because I am in the exact same position. I am in this weird in-between stage where things are sort of falling apart and nothing is really happening yet. My business is changing. My life is changing. I'm changing, but it's almost like everything is falling apart before I put it back together again in a new form. And with these changes come a lot of unknowns, a lot of fears, a lot of doubts, and it's making me feel stuck. There are so many things I want to do, so many things I'm excited about. But there is this underlying current of fear running through all of it that I cut and seem to shake. I'm afraid of failure. I'm afraid of rejection. I'm afraid of looking back on this time in my life and regretting the chances I did untake. But most of all, I'm afraid of being stuck forever. So here's what I think. I think there are two parts to feeling stuck. On the outside, there is everything that's preventing us from taking action, from becoming who we want to be. It could be fear, it could be doubt, it could be laziness. And on the inside, there is everything holding us back from feeling worthy of that change, from believing that we can become who we want to be. It could be our past, our insecurities, our traumas. And until we understand that this feeling of being stuck comes from both of these places, we will never truly be able to move forward. When we think of the word stuck, we usually think of external circumstances, external factors that are preventing us from being where we want to be. But when it comes to feeling stuck in a more internal sense, when it comes to feeling stuck as a person, as an individual, as a soul, we tend to look outwards instead of inwards. Instead of accepting that part of feeling stuck comes from our own perception, from our own beliefs, from our own thought patterns, we prefer to blame the world around us, to blame external circumstances. And while external circumstances do play a role, while the world around us does affect us in many ways, the truth is that the only person who is ultimately responsible for our happiness, for our success, for our growth is ourselves. We can't build freedom on top of fear. Freedom requires courage, confidence, conviction, faith in ourselves and in the process. But as long as we feed our fears, as long as we let our fears control us, we will never be free. We won't allow ourselves to be. So the question is, how do we break free? How do we overcome the fear? Well, the answer isn't easy. It's different for everyone. It takes work, introspection, patience, and a lot of love for ourselves. For some, it means digging deep into our past, facing our demons, healing our wounds. For others, it means accepting who we are, flaws and all, and giving ourselves the love and the compassion we've always wanted. For me, it's been a long journey of learning to trust myself, learning to believe in my abilities, learning to have faith in the process. It hasn't been easy, but it's been worth it. Because every time I've allowed fear to hold me back, to dictate my actions, to limit my growth, I've regretted it. I've regretted it 1,000 times over. And every time I've overcome my fear, every time I've taken a chance, every time I've trusted myself, I've grown. I've grown as a person, as a professional, as a creative. The fact that you are watching this video right now is proof that you are capable of amazing things. You have taken the time out of your busy schedule to invest in yourself, to learn, to grow, to evolve. And I admire you for that. I admire your curiosity, your willingness to improve, your desire to be better. Don't ever lose that. Don't ever let anyone tell you that you're not enough just the way you are. Because you are enough. You are more than enough. And I know that because I see it in the comments. I see it in the messages. I see it in the interactions we have every single day. I see it in the comments of my videos. I see it in the messages I receive. I see it in the interactions we have every single day. You are capable of amazing things. You just need to believe it. You need to trust it. You need to have faith in yourself. The world is yours for the taking, but you have to be willing to take it. You have to be willing to fight for what you want, to stand up for what you believe in, to go after the things that scare you the most. There is a quote that says, "If you really want to do something, you find a way. If you don't, you find an excuse." And I think that sums it up perfectly. There is always a way. There is always a solution. It may not be easy, it may not be convenient, but there is a way. What we choose to do with that information is up to us. Do we let fear dictate our actions, or do we take control of our lives and create the future we want for ourselves? Because the truth is, we are the only ones who can. We have to stop blaming the world around us for our problems, for our shortcomings, for our failures. And we have to start taking responsibility for our own happiness, for our own success, for our own growth. Because we are the only ones who can make ourselves happy. We are the only ones who can create the life we want. We are the only ones who can reach our full potential. And yes, it is scary. It is scary to put ourselves out there, to expose our vulnerabilities, to show the world who we are, to show the world what we can do. But that fear is what separates the dreamers from the doers, the thinkers from the achievers, the believers from the skeptics. And I know that you are not a dreamer. I know that you are a doer. I know that you are an achiever. I know that you are a believer. Don't ever let anyone tell you that you can't do it. Don't ever let anyone tell you that you're not enough just the way you are. Because you are enough. You are more than enough. And I know that because I see it in the comments. I see it in the messages. I see it in the interactions we have every single day. I hope this video helped you in some small way. If it did, please let me know in the comments. And if you liked it, please share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. You've been told what you must do, who you should be all your life by parents, by school, by culture. But what if none of that was true? What if you were meant for more than what they planned for you? You feel the pressure, the need to succeed, to win, to be more. And the louder it gets, the more tired you become. Tired of pretending to be someone who you're not. Tired of letting them down. You look around at everyone else and it seems like they have it together. At least from the outside looking in. You see their lives, their achievements, their trophies, but never really know what's going on behind closed doors. How much of this is real? How much of this is just an illusion? A mirage in the distance? You reach out to touch it, but it slips through your fingers like sand. Your reflection stares back with hollow eyes. The face you see is not yours. It belongs to someone else. You feel empty inside, like there's nothing left to give. Drained from the facade, the lie you've been living. You want to tear it down, break the mold, but you're terrified. Terrified of what others will say, think, or do. So you hold it together. One more day, one more year. Just let me get through this. You walk the streets at night. The city lights blur together. They reflect in your eyes, but there's no light within them. Your heart feels heavy as if it's made of lead. You carry it with you everywhere, dragging you down, keeping you grounded. There are so many moments you've missed because you were too busy trying to be something you were not. Moments with friends, family, love, laughter, joy. You sacrificed it all. You gave up on you for what? For the whispers in the wind, the ones that tell you that you're not enough the way you are, that you must be more, do more, have more. You chase the horizon, hoping to find peace, to find rest, but it's always out of reach, just beyond your grasp. You strain to get closer, to understand, but it only speaks to you in stillness. And when the world is still, what do you hear? The quiet hum of your mind, the chaos within. That's where the real battle is, not out there, in here. The war is waged within. Every day you wake up and put on a new mask. Sometimes the same one, sometimes a different one. Each one with its own rules, expectations, desires. You're an actor playing a role in a movie that you didn't audition for. You weren't given a script either. You're just supposed to know what to say, how to act, when to laugh, when to cry. And if you mess up your lines, if you make a mistake, if you're not perfect, then you're cut from the film. You're discarded like yesterday's news. You don't remember the last time you felt truly happy. Not this fake, forced kind of happiness, but real happiness. The kind that bubbles up from deep within, that makes you want to dance in the rain, that makes you want to sing at the top of your lungs, that makes you want to hug a stranger. You don't remember the last time you laughed until your stomach hurt, until tears streamed down your face. You've forgotten what it feels like to feel anything at all. Your emotions are locked away in a box in the attic, collecting dust, cobwebs, memories. You push them down, bury them under layers and layers of clothing, shoes, anything to keep you from feeling. Because when you feel, you're vulnerable. And in this world, vulnerability is a weakness. It's a flaw. It's something to be ashamed of. You've built walls around your heart to keep people out, to keep them from seeing the broken pieces, the shattered fragments within. But haven't you also built those walls to keep yourself in? Do you forget that you are the one who needs to be saved? You are the one who needs compassion, empathy, understanding, love. You are the one who needs to be healed. Have you forgotten who you are? Have you forgotten what you want? What do you want? When did you stop wanting things? You used to have dreams, aspirations, goals. You wanted to change the world. You wanted to leave your mark. What happened to that person? Where did they go? Did they give up? Or were you too afraid to let them go? You're holding on to a life that's not yours. You're living someone else's dream. You're following a path that was laid out for you, a path that you thought was right, a path that promised happiness, a life without pain. But the path was wrong. It led you here, to the edge of a cliff, to the end of the road, to the point of no return. There's a voice within that's been calling out to you, trying to get your attention, trying to lead you back, back to the light, back to the warmth, back to the love. It's been calling out your name. Can you hear it? Can you feel it? It's been with you all along. You just haven't been listening. It's time to turn around. It's time to go back. It's time to start over, to find a new path, one that leads to where you want to go, one that leads to you. Turn around. Let go of the past. Release the pain. Forgive yourself. You've been carrying this burden for far too long. It's time to lay it down, to let it go, to set yourself free. There's a world out there waiting for you. A world full of possibilities. A world where you can be who you want to be, where you can do what you want to do, where you can feel what you want to feel. There's a life out there waiting for you. A life filled with joy, happiness, contentment, peace. A life where you can make a difference, where you can leave your mark, where you can shine your light. Are you ready to live that life? Are you ready to be you? Close your eyes, take a deep breath in. Feel the air filling your lungs, expanding your chest, lifting your head up. Hold it there for a moment. Now let it all out, letting go of the past, releasing the pain, forgiving yourself. Open your eyes and look around. What do you see? What do you want to create? This voice doesn't ask you to hustle. It doesn't measure your worth in numbers, status, or things you own. This voice doesn't need followers or likes. This voice doesn't want to be seen. And yet this voice speaks. This voice is the one that carries you when you're alone, the one that knows your deepest secrets, the one that understands your every fear and doubt, because this voice is yours. It comes from the depths of your soul. It has always been with you, patiently waiting for you to come home, but you haven't been there. You have been distracted by all kinds of voices telling you what to do, what to think, how to live, what to become, even who to be. You listen to their advice. You try to follow their rules, but they don't work. They leave you empty, tired, anxious, and afraid. So today, my friend, I invite you to come home to yourself. Come home to your inner voice because it's been waiting for you. It's been calling out to you, and now it's time to go home. Let's start. The first thing you will see, hear, and feel when you arrive home is peace. The kind of peace that doesn't depend on anything external. A peace that is within you right now. It's always been within you. Your true home is not a place, it's a feeling, a state of being. It's within you. It is who you are. When you're at home, there is no need to prove yourself to anyone. You can simply be who you truly are without fear of judgment or criticism. At home, you can let go of all the expectations and demands placed upon you by society, family, friends, or even your own mind. You can rest in the quietude of your own being and still be enough. At home, you can shed all the roles and masks you wear in the world and just be. No one asks anything of you. There is no need for you to perform or pretend. You can relax into your true nature, which is pure potential and limitless creativity. There is no one who can take away your peace because it's not dependent on anything external. It comes from within. Your true home is within you, and it's always been that way. You carry your true home inside you. You just forget sometimes. So when you're feeling lost, disconnected, or overwhelmed, just come back to yourself. Close your eyes and listen to the voice inside you. It will guide you back to your true home. You might be wondering why you've never found this place before. Why did you spend so much time and energy searching for something outside of yourself when it was always within you? Well, that's because you were never taught how to come home to yourself. You were taught to look for external sources of happiness and fulfillment, when the real treasure was inside you all along. But now that you know this, you can consciously choose to turn inward. You can make the decision to come home to yourself and stay there. It's not easy at first. It takes practice and patience to learn how to quiet the noise of the external world so you can hear your inner voice. But the more you practice, the easier it becomes, and the rewards are immeasurable. When you make this journey home to yourself, you discover a wellspring of joy, peace, and fulfillment that never runs dry. You find that you don't need to chase happiness anymore because it's already within you. You don't need to seek validation from others because you know your worth. You don't need to try so hard to be perfect because you're already whole. When you come home to yourself, you discover that you are enough just as you are. You might be thinking this sounds too simple. Is it really that easy? Well, yes, it is. And yet most people don't do it. They continue to search for happiness in all the wrong places because they don't know any better. But you're different now. You know that the true treasure is within you. So go after it. Make the decision to come home to yourself and don't look back. When you come home to yourself, you'll feel like you're made of light. You'll feel radiant, alive, and full of energy. You'll realize that you've been healed. You might be wondering how you got hurt in the first place. You've always been whole, complete, and perfect, just as you are. But somewhere along the way, you forgot this truth. You believed the lies that you were not enough. You bought into the story that you had to be someone else in order to be loved or accepted. You allowed the opinions of others to dictate your own self-perception. And in doing so, you distanced yourself from your true home, your true self. But now you're coming home. You're remembering who you really are. And in that remembrance, you're healed. You realize that you've always been whole. You just forgot that at some point, you veered off course and started believing the lies. But now you're back on the path. You're walking towards your true home, and as you do, you feel lighter, happier, and more at peace than you ever have before. This is what it feels like to come home to yourself. It's like coming home to the most amazing party ever. Everyone you've ever loved and lost is there, as well as everyone you've ever known and didn't even know you knew. All of your guides and helpers are there too, along with all the angels and ascended masters, and you feel so welcome. You're so happy to be home. You've been searching for this feeling for a long time, and now you finally know you're home. You can finally relax. You've always known this was possible. You've always known that there was a place where you could go where you would be absolutely happy, where you would feel completely at peace, where you would be totally fulfilled. You've just never known how to get there. But now you do. Now you know that all you have to do is come home to yourself. Now you know that you're not crazy. All those times you felt different, weird, alone, misunderstood, you were actually just feeling your way home. All those times you tried to escape the rat race, the grind, the pressure, you were actually trying to run home. You just didn't know it. You thought you were running away from something, but really, you were running towards something. You were running towards your true home, and now you're here. You're home, and it feels so good. Some of us come home to ourselves through meditation, yoga, prayer, journaling, movement, art, music, nature. We come home in our own unique ways, but the end result is always the same. We feel connected to something bigger than ourselves. We feel at peace. We feel whole. We feel healed. Now, I invite you to take this feeling of homecoming with you into your daily life. Carry it in your heart wherever you go. Let it guide you in all things. Trust that you are exactly where you need to be. Trust that everything is happening for you, not to you. Trust that you are enough just as you are. And know that you can always come home to yourself whenever you need to, whenever you feel lost, disconnected, or overwhelmed. Just come back to yourself. Close your eyes and listen to the voice inside you. It will guide you back to your true home. It's always there waiting for you. And now you know the way home. So what if stillness wasn't a weakness but wisdom? What if quiet wasn't a flaw but a strength? What if solitude wasn't a burden but a blessing? What if these moments of calm were not emptiness but fullness? What if these breaths we hold so precious were not a pause but a homecoming? From the moment we are born, we are learning. And some of the first things that we learn are how to heal ourselves. We learn to suck our thumbs or rub our eyes when they are sore. We learn to cough when we have a tickle in our throat. These are survival mechanisms that help us cope with physical discomfort. But as we get older, we are also experiencing emotional and psychological pain and discomfort. And we learn to use different mechanisms to cope with those feelings. Maybe it's overeating or overspending or lashing out at others. And while these coping mechanisms may temporarily take the edge off, they are not truly healing because they do not actually address the root cause of the problem. They are just band-aids on a broken bone. And as anyone who has ever had a broken bone knows, a band-aid is not going to fix it. It needs to be addressed properly. I remember growing up hearing stories from my mom about me as a child. She would tell me how I was always sick, always getting tonsillitis, ear infections. She would say I had asthma so bad that I could barely breathe, and I wasn't just sick physically, but emotionally too. She would tell me how I was so sensitive and reactive, and how I would cry when other kids were laughing. And then she would say something that always puzzled me. She would say, "Do you remember that time when you got sick, or when you were sad, and then you started to feel better? What did you do?" And I never understood her question. Like, what does feeling better have to do with anything? Isn't it obvious? You rest, you eat chicken soup, you sleep it off. But looking back now, I understand exactly what she was asking me. She was asking me if I had done any inner work, if I had acknowledged the root of the problem, if I had really sat down and healed myself. When we are unwell, whether it's physically or emotionally or psychologically, there are two ways that we can go about healing ourselves. The first way is through medication. Medication works by treating the symptoms of the illness. It doesn't cure the illness, but it makes the symptoms go away. For example, an antibiotic won't cure the common cold, but it will kill the bacteria that is causing the infection, which will relieve your symptoms. A painkiller won't fix a broken bone, but it will make the pain go away. And this is great. This is what we need sometimes. We need antibiotics to treat our bacterial infections. We need painkillers to manage our pain. However, there is another way to heal, a more holistic way, a more natural way. This way involves treating the root cause of the illness. This involves making lifestyle changes, eating healthier foods, exercising more, managing stress. And yes, sometimes this way is harder. Sometimes it takes longer to see results. But the results that we get are more long-lasting and more sustainable. And this is what we want. We want to cure the illness, not just treat the symptoms. As children, we don't have the language or the tools to engage in the second form of healing, so we rely on the first form. We rely on medication. But as we grow older, we develop the language and the tools to engage in the second form of healing. We learn about our emotions. We learn about our habits and thought patterns. We learn about the impact of our diet and exercise on our mental health. And we realize that there are certain things that we can do to improve our overall well-being. And this is where our healing journey begins. This is where we start to take control of our health and our happiness. In order for us to heal, we must first become aware of our wounds. We must acknowledge the pain that we are feeling and allow ourselves to feel it. This is the hardest part because most of us have been conditioned to believe that emotions, especially negative emotions, are bad. We've been taught to push them down, to ignore them, to distract ourselves from them. But emotions are not bad. They are simply energy in motion. They are messages from our body telling us that something is not right, that something needs to be fixed. When we ignore our emotions, we are ignoring our body. We are ignoring the messages that it is trying to send us. The first step towards healing is awareness. The second step is acceptance. We must accept our emotions. We must accept the pain that we are feeling. Only when we accept our pain can we begin to heal from it. The third step is integration. We must integrate our emotions into our lives. We must find ways to express them in healthy and constructive ways. This might involve talking to a therapist, journaling, painting, music, whatever it is that helps us to process our emotions. The fourth step is transformation. We must transform our pain into power. We must find ways to use our experiences to help others. We must find our purpose. And the fifth and final step is enlightenment. This is when we realize that we are not our pain. We are not our emotions. We are not our thoughts. We are beings of light and love. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. We are more than our pain. This is what healing looks like. This is what it feels like. But this is not what we've been told healing looks like. We've been told healing looks like success. Healing looks like a promotion at work, a new relationship, a move to a new city. But true healing is unseen. It happens within. It's a shift in perspective. It's a change in the way we think and feel and behave. True healing is not something that we can see or touch or measure. It's something that we experience. It's been within you all along. The shift begins within. I know that the idea of doing all of this inner work can be overwhelming, which is why I created a free 7-day email course called the Mind-Body Connection. In this course, I will teach you the basics of how the mind-body connection works and how you can use this knowledge to improve your health and well-being. For example, did you know that your thoughts can affect your physical health? Like if you have a positive, empowering thought, it can actually boost your immune system. On the other hand, negative, disempowering thoughts can actually weaken your immune system. I will teach you how to use positive affirmations to improve your health and well-being. I will also teach you how to use visualization and how visualization can help you heal from illness and injury. I will teach you how to use gratitude to improve your health and well-being. I will teach you how to use your imagination to create a healthy and happy life. So if you want to learn more about the mind-body connection and how you can use this knowledge to improve your health and well-being, then sign up for my free 7-day email course. The Mind-Body Connection. Just click the link below and you will be automatically enrolled. There is no cost to you. It is 100% free. And as a thank you for enrolling, I will also give you access to my library of guided meditations. These are 10-minute meditations that you can use to relax, distress, and improve your overall well-being. So again, if you want to learn more about the mind-body connection and how you can use this knowledge to improve your health and well-being, then sign up for my free 7-day email course, The Mind-Body Connection. Just click the link below and you will be automatically enrolled. There is no cost to you. It is 100% free. And as a thank you for enrolling, I will also give you access to my library of guided meditations. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And I look forward to connecting with you soon.